bit nippy. If you are in the market for buying a new e-bike that is fit for racing on the overall Enduro or EWS circuit that will blow away the competition, or want to swing a leg over and descend on the cutting edge of digital mountain bike technology, Yeti claim on their website that while everyone was racing to make an e-bike, Yeti was making an e-bike for racing. Yeah! Whoever came up with that definitely got some high fives in office that day. Thank you to Jaime from True North Adventures for finally giving me the chance to test this out. If you are looking to find your dream bike, such as the Yeti 160e, go to truenorthcyclehub.co.uk and I'll put a link in the description for the best price, like many of the Valley EMTB riders have already done, and can highly recommend for an amazing service with the care and attention that they provide. So the Yeti 160e will be the first ever e-bike featured on the Midpack Rider channel, but will it blow your socks off? Let's find out. Whew, what? Hey, hope. Day 2 at Golfer, and we're just about ready to ride, but Jamie's brought up this Yeti. What is it, Jamie?
So it's the 160e. Yeti's new e-bike. Not many around at the moment. Spent quite a few years developing this around racing, really. Technology on the standard bikes.
Yep.
Normally, you'd on a normal Yeti, you get a switch infinity link, which adjusts all the leverage rate automatically.
So this is what you mentioned earlier, isn't it?
Yeah. Whereas on an e-bike, obviously, you've got the motor. You could never fit a switch link in. So this is called 6 Infinity, based on a 6-bar linkage design. So the pivot point still floats and moves up and down with the travel. So you've got like a super efficient suspension path, really, for anti-sag and anti-rise. You've got really short chain stays for a 29-inch bike. So normally on an e-bike, because of the motors obviously takes up a lot of room here, generally e-bike manufacturers have really long chain stays, and they compensate for that by maybe having a mullet setup. So they can short the bike by running mullet, whereas this is a full 29-inch bike, but it's still got chain stay. It's a similar length to a normal bike.
Yep.
So pedal efficiency is amazing, really. It's really, traction on it.
Mentioned brakes.
Yeah, brakes. Yeah. So we've got Magura MT7 race lines. So these are sort of they're a special edition, I suppose, with the bright yellow. Because you have a look on these on the levers here. The bleed ports these are like a set torque. So there's a special like torque wrenches for it. So once these are set and they're all tightened up, these are different levers. So these are a CNC lever. It's called Oak Components, real small German company. Yeah. And they're a bit like a Loic Bruni lever, because the Magura do 3 different types of levers for the Maguras. It takes some getting used to, because they're extremely powerful. We always like to ride what we sell. So if you can't. I don't think you can sell a bike properly without understanding how it rides, because it's not a cheap bike. So, no. Somebody wanting this type of bike
is someone that's serious about biking.
Yeah. I mean, this is designed around racing, really. I mean, you can see how everything's been well thought out, the cable routing. Yep. Everything's all secure, so all the covers are all bolted on. There's no rattles. No. And if you have a charge point,
so whatever you come up against, it should keep the maintenance down as well, because you've got those days, haven't you, where you're doing a practice day, then you're doing the main event. You don't want to have to faff too much.
Generally, it's a 2 battery day, or even a 3 when you race EWS. So to be able to change a battery quickly. It's obviously quite an expense to have spare batteries and spare covers, but literally I can have a battery and put that in 5 seconds. So you're not messing about. You're not worried about. You're not thinking about losing keys. You don't have to carry keys. So they've thought about that. It's purely
which I am pretty hopeless with when it comes to accessories.
So if you have a look on the other side, this flip chip. So it's actually percentage. So you've got a 25% leverage ratio, 30 and a 35. So at the moment it's sat in the middle. So literally you get a chip here, and basically it adjusts the leverage rate of the suspension. Yeah. So you don't lose really. I think it's plus or minus 2 mil on travel when you bring it in. So like now it's set for middle of the road, just.
So how does that actually adjust its position?
So you get another chip.
So you've got an offset hole.
Yeah, so there's an offset hole.
Simply that.
Yeah, so you just change that, and on the other side, so you've got non-drive and
that's
a drive
quite
side.
straightforward as well.
Yeah,
then.
so you just unbolt it, get your 25%, that'll move shock away.
Yep.
And then 35% moves it in. So imagine the shock is coming like that.
Yeah.
So you get that more pop.
You get the feel for it yourself as well.
Yeah.
See how it works.
Short cranks, so you know, for pedalling. And the benefit of that as well with the Shimano motor is the Shimano motor's got not restriction, you know, so it's like super smooth.
Yeah.
So like here, like you know, it's free running. And it's like it's clutch inside. So some people complain about the rattling on a Shimano. You do get used to it. Can you hear the rattling there?
Yeah.
But that's inherent with Shimano motors. But what it does give it is such a natural feel, and that's why a lot of the high-end race bikes run Shimano. Purely because when they reach the 15.5 mile an hour limit, they tighten up a little bit more. Whereas this, it doesn't change once it hits 15. Obviously, you've got no assistance, but it is super smooth.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And I've just made some changes to the shortage of Shimano parts. I've taken off all the 12-speed stuff off it.
Yeah.
And just testing it really, running it with 11-speed.
Yeah.
So when you race it, it's so easy to rip a rear mech off.
Yeah. It's a lot more manageable to replace when you're giving it a bash.
Yeah. So, forks comes with 38s on it anyway. Grip 2 damper. But I like the sort of factory look with the orange against the blue. But they're a standard 38. They're not e-bike specific, but it's slightly different damp for the e-bike for the extra weight. Yeah. All I've done is just added a token to compensate for that, and then just adjusted low speed compression. Just put a few more extra clicks on than what you might run normally.
Let's get out and ride it.
Yeah, cool. Let's go. It's a right weapon, isn't it?
The Yeti 160E is by far the best bike I have ever rode in my life, without sounding dramatic. This is so powerful. It's just like effortless. Trail mode. Everything feels planted, everything feels proper solid. Go on, Johnny. See how we go with this. Oh, yes. Oh, can we make it? Hey. As we climbed up the typical fire track traverse to sample some off-piste Glentress runs, Jamie let me slide in front of the cockpit to finally get a taste of what this beast actually felt like. After riding the Mondraker on the same descent, there was a significant improvement with my riding, and it felt extremely clear that the Sixfinity suspension setup, in conjunction with the meticulous design of the bike, was another level in Enduro MTB technology. And whilst on it, my riding felt the best that I have ever rode in my life. I felt confident, I felt faster, I felt more in control on every single turn. Whether that is a combination of everything on there, the Sixfinity technology behind it. When I got on the bike, I felt pretty skeptical because I knew what value the bike was, I knew what quality and the hype around the bike was. And talking of value, obviously the last thing in the entire world you'd want to do on a bike like this that is not your own is fall off it. So you can imagine how I felt after that.
Everything all right?
And as a typical manual MTB rider, riding the 160E would even make me consider looking at buying a Yeti SB150, which is the manual equivalent to the 160E, for the switch finity technology that was originally designed, because after riding it I could feel the difference straight away. So if you were looking for a review on the 160E, there you go, from the POV of a mid-pack rider. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and I'll see you next time. Nice one.